So this is Mr. Meister. He had his laryngectomy performed actually in Canada. And that's where he's been getting all of his rehabilitative supplies as well. There, InHealth, I believe, is more the standard, and so we're sort of indoctrinating him now that he's found this clinic into the Provox way, and he's been switched over to Provox prosthesis earlier today. Now we're going to try him with the Provox FreeHands HME, and this is his first time using it, although he's an experienced hands-free valve user. But we're going to change devices on him and see how he does, okay? Now, I'm going to explain just the fundamentals of it for you. This works on a different premise, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but this one is controlled by magnets predominantly, and they're on a diaphragm that closes with insufficient airflow to get it to close. So it does take that initial push of air, similar to what you're used to using. And a magnet at the end of the diaphragm actually serves to keep it shut while you talk, so you don't have to maintain that air pressure throughout. There's a post on there that allows you to lock it in the open position or the closed position. All right. When it's open, you won't be able to talk. The magnet's going to keep that nice and open, and this would be ideal for situations where you have increased respiratory demands, where you're going to breathe heavy and you don't want it to close on you inadvertently, okay? But to talk, you're going to rotate it clockwise, okay? And that'll allow you the ability to use it for speaking. You never ever want to sleep with this, okay? And the HME on this is similar to the high flow HME that Provox makes.
Now, if you want to talk in your sleep, you probably want to use it.
Okay, so I'm going to remove, and he uses a Larry button. There's the Larry button. So we're going to pop this right in. It's already in the speaking position. Now go ahead and give that a test drive.
Just a slightly different pressure on it.
To get it to close.
Yeah.
Now this comes with different weighted diaphragms. So if this is too difficult for you to close, this is the mid-level, which is sort of where we start to assess if you need a heavier or a lighter diaphragm. So I can change it to the lighter and see if that's a little more what you're accustomed to.
I probably like the lighter.
Okay.
A little bit more.
Okay, so let me change out the diaphragm and then we'll test you with that, okay?
Terrific.
Okay. Okay, so I've replaced the medium level diaphragm with the lighter one, and we'll see if you like this one better, okay? We do walk a little bit of a fine line finding the appropriate sort of closing pressure, but we don't want it to close too easily. So I want to get your respiratory rate up a little bit if you like this one, to make sure it doesn't close too easily on you. Go ahead and talk.
Yeah, that closes very, very easily.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that would. Yeah, I do like it.
Think so? Okay.
And then for breathing, it's for exercising.
You would want to put that post in sort of the open position, locked and open. And the post then goes against the magnet. I'll show you what that looks like. And then the metal post will keep the magnet secure so that the diaphragm doesn't inadvertently close for you. Okay? So that's the close. Do you see the post? Now it's holding that open.
Now, is that adjustable so that you can get it partway in between, or is it either open or closed?
It's either open or closed. Okay. The adjustments are made by changing the diaphragms. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put this on. Now, the other thing I need to check for you is if you can cough with this. There's a cough release valve that should flutter a bit so that you don't have too much pressure buildup when you're trying to cough and do everything else. That's the release sound, the little clapping sound, okay?
I don't have to worry about it blowing out.
Yeah, well, you might. I'm trying to see if I need to change that or not, okay? So, what do you think? It's staying pretty shut. I think we need to make it a little more open. Okay, so I'm going to adjust this. So now I've adjusted this to make it loose. quite a bit. So we'll see how you do. I can always tighten it up again if it's too loose, okay? Let's just see how you do with the coughing now. Go ahead. Is that better? Okay. Now speak, though. Is it opening when you try and talk?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is an indication now I need to make it not quite so open, okay? And then we'll see how you do. I'm going to adjust it just a little more. Okay, now try.
Yeah. Okay, now I can talk fine, and then,
Cough. Is that good?
yeah, I think that's set pretty dead on.
Okay.
Now, what happens with mucus with this one when you cough?
Similar to the other, you would remove it, wipe the mucus off. I'll show you there are sort of mucus shields there to keep it from penetrating the foam too much, okay? And you wipe it off as you would off a typical HME, okay? Never run it under water. And this actually, you depress the center, it cracks. I'm not going to do it so that you still have an active HME there. And you would remove this. This portion needs to be replaced every 24 hours. This portion comes with a cleaning kit and instructions, but this is what has to be replaced every 24 hours. And never ever sleep with it, okay?
That does feel good.
Okay. Now, I want you to kind of increase your breathing, like simulating you're walking up a flight of stairs, something like that. Is it closing too easily?
Yes, it is.
So we may have to move to the medium grade. And it would be just an adjustment.
Just a matter of getting used to it, yes.
Okay. So let me take this off again, and then we'll switch the diaphragm back to the medium. So now this has the medium weight diaphragm in place. Let's see how this works for you with the increased respiratory demands also, okay? Go ahead and talk. Hard for you to get it closed.
No, I mean, I wasn't trying to close it, but I was
Okay,
just
you're
trying to breathe.
Good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that seems to work a little better.
Okay. Good. That's very good.
Yes, that does work.
Okay. And getting it to close while you talk.
It's just a matter of getting used to it.
Okay.
I sense a little bit of air. There's a little squeal there. I don't know what that is, but
Okay.
maybe it's just a matter of getting used to it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's give it a try and see what you think.